A great spring day to everyone. I'm so glad that you have taken the time to join us this afternoon. Welcome and good afternoon, Tea Timers. Welcome to another Tea Time Tuesday. We're so excited that you have taken the time, like I said, out of your afternoon to join us. We want to welcome you to a time of pause, a time of reset and building resilience like we do here every Tuesday at the Renewal Center. And we want to thank everyone that joined us in our last special Tea Time Tuesday that was in the evening a couple of weeks ago. We had such a great dialogue, and we want to thank our Tea Time community for coming. We are honored to have you with us today. Thank you, Tea Time community. And so we want to go ahead and get everyone to like and share our broadcast today. We're streaming live over there on our YouTube channel. So go ahead and join us. Those of you that invite those to join us on YouTube, we're going to be streaming live over there as well. And we want you to invite your friend, invite your family, and then invite your colleagues. If they have a break during the middle of the day on Tuesday, invite them to come in and join us for Tea Time Tuesday. And so today, as we are moving forward, we just want to say thanks to everyone for supporting us here at the Renewal Center. We want to say welcome to Renita. Hello, sis. It's good to see you today. Hello, Monique. I see Kashmir is out there. Yes, thank you, Kashmir, for inviting your sister. We look forward to her joining us today for Tea Time Tuesday. We hope you have your tea. I have my tea. I'm so excited. And we hope that you brought your Tea Time journal for our time of renewal practices, which we're going to have today. So we're looking forward to our new practices, and we're so excited for this spring day. So hello. Hi, Michelle. It's good to see you. Good to see you. And hello, Kashmir, again. And good afternoon to you too, Renita. I'm telling you, we're looking forward to a great day. Good afternoon to you as well, Monique. Thank you for joining in, everybody. We got our Tea Time community with us, and we're ready to get started. Well, hello, Tina. I see Tina's joining us today. Good day to you too. Once again, go ahead and tag your friends and share this on your social media platform. We want to get everybody to jumpstart the month of June with what we're doing here at the Renewal Center. June is our time for Alzheimer's Awareness and Brain Awareness Month. So like I just said, we're going to be celebrating Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. And this is our time to bring awareness to Alzheimer's and dementia. Also, the opportunity to recognize those that are researching and support Alzheimer's and dementia. And we recognize those living with Alzheimer's and dementia, their families, and also the caregivers. And then also we'll celebrate ways to sharpen our brain health. And so that's what we're going to be doing this month, in the month of June, Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. Also, June brings to us Men's Health Month. That's right. Men's Health Month. And so, last month we've also talked about how we can help women and do well in their health. So the Renewal Center is celebrating Men's Health Month here in June. This is a time to bring awareness to men's health and fostering healthy living. So we look forward to providing information, tools, and resources surrounding these awarenesses. So excited about Alzheimer's Brain Awareness Month and Men's Health Month this month. So yes, everyone can get involved here at the Renewal Center. So we're so excited. And so as we continue on with that, let's take a minute and think about our tea of the week. So if you like peaches and if you like nectarines, chances are you'll like the tea of the week, which is apricot tea. And so, apricot tea is very flavorful. I know I love apricot tea. And apricot tea is made by using apricot nectar. You can use apricot nectar, and then you can sweeten it with your sweetener of choice. Go ahead and steep it in green tea or black tea. It's a very good, flavorful tea. And sometimes people like it hot or cold, especially during the hot summer months. You can use this as a wonderful, enjoyable tea during the summer. So we're excited. Good afternoon, Belinda. It's good to see you. And thank you for joining us again here at Tea Time Tuesday. So while you guys are getting yourself together, yes, thanks, Renita, for those 3 purple hearts for Alzheimer's. And good afternoon, Dr. Brown. I see that you are joining us too. We're glad everyone is here and in place for Tea Time Tuesday. So now's the time that we all can join in a community and just relax ourselves and get into a place that we can calm ourselves. And that's called locating ourselves. So I invite you for a moment to stop, to take in some deep breaths, to relax, to look at the screen, and then just take a moment to just be in the moment so you can relax your hands and your shoulders. And let's take time to locate ourselves. So let's do that for a few minutes. Wasn't that nice? A time of reflection and just a time to just rest our minds as we are hurried through the day. So this was a great opportunity to just stop and pause like we just did. And so now we're getting ourselves ready for our renewal practices. And while we bring on our Director of Digital Renewal and Stewardship, Hope T. Melton, go ahead and put in the chat how you enjoyed that time of reflection, and then also what is your tea of choice today. Hello, Hope. How you doing?
Hey there, Carmela. How are you? I'm doing well.
I'm good. I'm excited
Mhm.
and getting ready to enjoy some of my tea, and I can't wait to see what we're going to do today for our renewal practices.
Yes, I'm definitely excited to be here. I was just enjoying the locate yourself and find myself doing
Mm.
that more often through my
Mhm.
day when I need to take moments to just kind of just take everything in and just breathe and just take a moment, as we say, to pause. And so
Yeah.
that's what the Tea Time community is all about. I hope you embrace that moment of pausing. And let's see, we got some comments coming in and see if anyone has their tea of choice. All right, so we have, all right, thank you so much. All right, Dr. Paul says he has moringa apple cinnamon. Very good. Hi there. Hey, how are you? Thanks for joining, Kashmir. All right, so as you guys are, hello there, Monique. Yes, it is refreshing. As you guys are just here, I hope that you have your tea time journal, which is that journal that you have dedicated and set aside so that we can share renewal principles. And so I have a couple of writing activities this afternoon. Carmela, did you want to stay on or did you want to write back in?
Sure, I'll stay on with you.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're staying on. All right, all right, all right. Milk, okay. Very good. All right, and good afternoon to you as well, Dr. Paul. It's good to have you on. And the shell has cinnamon stick tea. All right, very good. Nice cinnamon. Has this vibrant, nice and strong. I like cinnamon a lot. So again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tea Time. Just great to be here with all of you. This tea time, we missed you the last tea time, but we wanted you guys to enjoy your holiday, enjoy your time off with your family and friends as you get refreshed. And so, in such a busy society that we're in now, sometimes, being refreshed sometimes is a privilege, in some aspects. But we here want to make that a priority because that's what Tea Time Community is all about. So today, as we are in the month of June, happy June to everyone, and welcome to June. And as we know, June was the 6th month of the year. Half of the year, can you believe it, Carmela? Half of the year is
I know.
almost
I know.
gone. I just remember when it was cold and we were just coming in January, and now
I
we are
know.
in June. Oh my goodness! So, just thankful to be, a part of just moving forward in June. And speaking of half of the year, good afternoon, Daphne. Just want to talk today about mid-year reset. And I hope you have your tea time journals. I thought it would, what a more better time than to talk about a reset that may be needed after where we've reached the 6th month of the year. And so I hope that guys have your journals. I hope that you are ready because we're going to talk about a few things regarding reset. And we know TCOM community is about pausing, reset, and building resilience. And so even in the reset, resilience is built. And so just want to share a few things. So hope you have your journals out. And I want you to go ahead and as we do here in our tea time. And if you're a first time tea timer, welcome to tea time. We welcome you to our awesome community here, where we share different renewal practices, and just a community where we're building resilience one with another. And so, for you, what does mid-year reset mean for you, or what does reset mean for you? Period. Just when you think of reset, what do you think of? And Carmela, you can chime in anytime as well. Uh,
Oh,
as
well,
well. And
it means to recalibrate. For me, it's to recalibrate again, to kind of get back into a refreshing mode.
yeah,
That's what it means to me.
yes. Yes, and what even and that's a good that you said recalibrate because it's kind of like okay, let me like kind of like
Mm-hmm.
hit that button again and let's do it all over. Not really all over again, but just in the new place, a new perspective sometimes. And so speaking of that, um, all right. See some comments coming in. Begin again. Thank you so much. I see here Renita says back to original settings, start fresh. Absolutely. And as thank you so much for that, Monique and Renita. I see another comment coming in. Charlissa says new beginnings. All right. And Mildred says here, restart. Thank you all so much for sharing that because they're all right. Thank you for sharing. This is what the community of our tea time is all about sharing. And I hope you guys are taking those notes down. Kashmir is saying that regroup, refresh, and recharge. Okay. Very good. Thank you for sharing that. And Tina says, out of the old, fresh perspectives. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. We got it, Tina. Daphne says, refocus. Absolutely. So, as we're speaking of these different things, we're going to have some time where we're going to have you engage again. And since we're talking about a mid year reset, for some of us who work different type, working on jobs, there may need to be a reset. Some of us are off during the summer. That may be a reset. This is a time where people are taking vacations. People are looking at their goals. It's warm outside. The sun is out more. And so it just puts us into just a different type of perspective in our mindsets. Um, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and move into our next clip when we're talking about a mid-year reset. So we're going to talk about reset meaning to revisit, right? So when you see the word revisit, what does that mean for you? And this is in correlation to, I'm just going to share a few practices and a few things about the mid-year reset. So what we want to do is revisit. And so you guys can, please share in the comments. And when we say revisit, we mean like, maybe those goals, those plans that we set, maybe even from last year or the beginning of the year, those types of things. And so what we're having, we have goals, we have certain things. And so it's important that we take the time to be intentional about working toward those goals. And so we may need to just pull out, like I pull out my journal or my planner, okay? And I kind of go over and revisit and read those thoughts and read those ideas and bring them face forward again. And this is a part of a reset, is to revisit what I'm maybe currently working on, or maybe looking at what I had down on my list, or not just list, or things that I had before me, some goals and some things. And then it's just the time to take time to kind of read through those, kind of read through my thoughts that I had in my journal and my ideas, and taking the time to sit with them for a while, to actually, take a moment to revisit and kind of see where I am. So things get busy, Carmela, life get busy. And sometimes with those things that get busy, we may not been able to get to certain things. And sometimes those things are kind of still tugging at us. So again, it's kind of like revisiting and taking like a temporary pause, to just not just really like a full stop, but just like a pause. And so for you all, as you're chiming in, and Carmela, for you, what does revisit mean for you?
I like the word revisit because as you were talking about goals, I love that. But not just the goals piece, but just in life, the things that we have in place that we said we wanted to do. To me, it's like unpacking. It's like you're going to go unpack some of the things that we put on the shelf or on the back burner, or just dust off some of the things that we already put in place. So it's like kind of like a polishing up again. When we're looking at, for me, revisiting mean, okay, I kind of got some things stashed. So let me pull it back out, look at it, review it. And like we all said, some of that other stuff, like refresh it, maybe it needs refreshing. So to me, it's just really undusting and unpacking.
Yeah.
Dusting and unpacking.
Yeah, undusting. Okay.
Dusting, unpacking. Yeah.
I see a comment that's come in from Dr. Paul saying, assessing as to whether I am still on track and in control. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what we're saying when we're doing a mid-year reset. We have to revisit those goals, those plans, and and assess, kind of where I am. And that may be taking a pause. That may be taking time out. Maybe things have gotten really busy and I wasn't able to get to them, but yet those things kind of still are tugging at me. And then what I'm doing is I'm taking a temporary pause, and pausing is not the same as stopping. And so I want to ask all of our tea timers, and this is going to be something, if you have your journal out, that I would want to ask you a question. You can either answer in your journal, or you can actually just answer here, is what was your motivation for making certain goals and things happen? What was your motivation for making, this happen, your goals and your dreams, revisiting your motivation for doing it?
That's good. I like that, what you just said, because it's more like you're feeling the emotion behind and the intention behind you, why you even set the goal or what you have in place already. And then it's like going back to revisit and feel that emotion again and feel that. So I like that.
Yeah, that's a question that we have to ask when we're revisiting. What was the motivation behind what and why I had this particular goal or had this particular thing in place initially? And that there takes time. Sometimes it's okay to pause. Everything doesn't have to be rushed. That's why that's why we're kind of doing a mid-year reset, so just taking the time to revisit a few things. Michelle says that revisit for me means to go back and check for dotted I's and crossed T's, and what still needs to be completed.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's just got a revisit. So, all right, you have another comment. All right, and she says, knowing your why.
Yeah.
That's very good. Thank you so much for sharing that, Carlisa. Thank you so much for sharing that, because and this is a community, like I said, we help one another. So we want to understand that when we're doing our mid-year, right, reset, we're revisiting some things. Okay, this helps with our reset. This helps with our focus. This helps with our why and why we're doing certain things, or what do I need to do, or what did I miss that I need to, in my pausing and reset, that I can go back to and embrace again. So I hope that you guys have answered that question in your journal here. And we're going to go ahead and move on. And you guys can still share if you have something about revisit. I'm going to go ahead and move on to our next one, which is revise. Revise. Tell me, what does revise mean to you? Come on, Tea Time community, chime in and engage with us. What does revise mean to you? Carmela, you can go ahead and share. I know after you're done writing, I see you taking notes over there and getting some things down.
You know that. Yeah, I like revise. Revise to me is to modify some of the things that you have on paper. And, like we go back, like we revisit it, but when you're revising, you're looking at some new things. I might want to add something. I want to tweak it, or I may want to, some things may not even be that important in this season. You might want to kind of take it away and just kind of see, well, how can I make this relevant for right now? So taking the time to revise is to update it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said season. Yeah, you said season, and that's important because it's now June and it's not January anymore. Okay?
Right.
Literally, we're in a total different season. It was cold, and now we're in the season of spring and heading towards summer. So literally, it is a different season where we were beginning or continuing some things. So perhaps it's also a different season, like you were just saying, in our lives.
Right.
It's a different season naturally, but it's also maybe a different season in our lives. And that may be at work, even with the commitments that we do, or the things that we're, currently involved in things that we have taken on. So it's kind of like, considering, my goals, are they still relevant? Are there new goals that I should implement, so as you guys are sharing, looking for you to come on in and share. All right. See some comments coming in, making some adjustments and transition. Absolutely. Revise to consider something else. All right. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Tina, for sharing. Thank you, Carlisa, for sharing that. Michelle says, I revise as I receive fresh revelation. Thank you so much, Michelle. That's good. Right, Kashmir says, revise to me is assessing what goals I have achieved and do I need to reprioritize? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. All right, thank you, Kashmir. Renita's chiming in and she's saying, revise, checking to make sure everything makes sense, works together, and is still effective. Yeah. Absolutely. Some great and rich comments there at our Tea Time community. I hope everyone's taking down notes even of what our Tea Time community is sharing, because that is what it's about. It's just like Renita was just saying, that we must have, maybe it seemed important then, and then the time changes and now maybe it's a little different now. And so, just, be pull out, again, just to understand that, that we have, the keeping, the momentum. Sometimes the momentum may be down, and then we want to get a clear view about where we are at this moment today, and what it would take for me to have or change the second half, or moving forward, as I would say, moving forward, as I move forward. And it just gives ourselves, for me, it gives myself the permission to make adjustments to original plans as needed. And so it's okay to make changes and revisit some things and make changes as needed. So I have a question for all of you out there, our Tea Time community, that you can journal or you can answer engaging in the chat. Right, just kind of ask yourself, what season are you in right now?
Mhm.
And how does that impact your goals for the rest of the year or moving forward? So my question for you to engaging and I want you to take this time in your tea time journal is, what season are you in right now? And how does that impact your goals or things moving forward for the rest of the year? And again, you may not have the answer right now. It may be an answer that you may have to actually sit with. It may be an answer that you may have to just maybe start and just kind of think about it in regards to the revising of your mid-year reset, just giving, just thinking about it. Did you have something you want to say, Carmela, or share?
Oh, well, I was thinking back to one of the Tea Time Tuesdays done a while back, talking about incongruence. And when you were talking about what season we're in, some things in the new season may not fit. They just may not fit. And so taking the time to revise, like you said, and asking yourself, okay, well, what season am I in right now? And how is this going to affect things going down, for the rest of the year? I'm telling you, sometimes it may just take that moment where I'm like, well, that doesn't apply to me like it did last year or the last time I looked at my goals. So I love that we take the time to actually do the assessment of where we are. Yeah, just like Michelle is saying, is it still effective? Because
Mm-hmm.
if it's not, if this is not, if it's incongruent with where I am now, then I may want to just put that aside and maybe revisit that at another time. So I like the
Right.
fact that we need to take the time to ask ourselves that if it does fit. Does it fit? Is it relevant anymore?
That's right. That's very good, and that's a part of our resetting. I see Kashmir has chimed in and says, "I'm in a season of change, transition, movement, and growth. Revision is in this season." Thank you so much for your transparency. Thank you for sharing that with the Tea Time community. Nichelle has also chimed in and said, "I'm in a season of executing plans from prior years that were not for this time. I received them in." All right. Thank you so much, Nichelle, for sharing that. And thank you for your transparency as well. So we've gone through a few things here. We've gone through revise, we've gone through revisit. All right. So here we're gonna move to our third one, which is refresh. All right. And when I think of refresh, I think of because I like citrus type waters and I like waters that are fruit infused waters. I love them. And sometimes when you visit different places, or Carmela go to, like for me, different hotels and things. They sometimes, depending where I go, they have that refreshing
Mm-hmm.
water, and
Yeah.
I usually have lemon in mine. But it's like when you take that drink of that
Oh,
infused water, and it's like cold, and it
ooh,
just
yes,
when you drink it, you can feel the refreshing taking
yes.
place. And so when we think of refreshing, I see someone has chimed in as well. Renita says, in a season of purging and change. Thank you so much for sharing,
Yeah.
Renita, that and your transparency. Thank you so much. All right. All right. Shalisa says, a season of celebration, seeing the fruits of my labor. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for sharing that. Very good. Very good. All right. So I want to know, you guys, to chime in on what do you think of when you think of refresh? Because we're talking about a mid-year reset, right? So what do you think of when you think of refresh,
Mm.
right? Being refreshed. I gave that natural example of that citrus good water and the feeling of refreshing, or when you're in hot, like some of us live in very hot climates and you feel that breeze of air, it's a refreshing. So when we're speaking of refreshing, go ahead and chime in and tell me what you think. With the refresh, maybe it's just take your original goals and things that you have set before you and give them a little makeover. I am big on this. I'm big on and I say makeover because a makeover is like a refreshing to the original
Mhm.
state. and just adding some different things and updating some different things. And so when you think of Refresh, Carmela, what comes to mind for you?
Well, initially, when you said that, I thought about opening up all the windows and just letting in the fresh air and just getting a new whiff of something new, and just bringing in that revitalization of my environment. But then also, when you were talking about adding something new, I thought about the suit. Sometimes we got a nice little jacket in the closet and it's been sitting there. But if you just put a little scarf on, or
Mm.
like that makeover, like you said, it just turns that into something new. It's like, wow, gives it a little pop. So, just
Mhm.
adding that little feature makes a difference,
That's
that
good.
make,
I like what you said. That's
mhm,
absolutely said. Add the feature. That's
mhm.
really good. And even with refreshing, you said that to add something to that jacket, or add maybe a scarf, or maybe a belt to the dress, or different things like that. And I'm speaking of fashion because I love fashion. So I'm always about adding and refreshing and redoing and making it like a fresh look. And
Yeah,
so it's the same thing in building onto our goals.
yeah.
You know, um, get creative.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Maybe
I
you
like
know, yeah, creativity, perhaps
that.
posting some visual reminders, or coming up with new things that will help you to refocus and see the real opportunities, in the months ahead. That's a refresh, you
Yeah,
know. So
that's
and
good.
so that's really good. And I want you all to share about that. And I also have a question that I want you to journal about as well. And my question for regarding a refresh, what would be the most helpful thing right now to accomplish what you're trying to do? Is it a refresh? What needs to be refreshed, to accomplish what you have before you, or the adjustments that you're going to make or change? I see some comments coming in. Mildred says update and adding other features. Absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Mildred. And Nichelle says, refresh makes me think of an old York Patty commercials from back in the day. Oh my goodness. I had to pause because I wanted to burst into tears of laughter.
I remember
Thank you
that.
so much for sharing that. And I love peppermint patties. Okay. And Charlisa says, releasing the old, the ineffective, the fruitless, to make room for the new, life giving, and excitement.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that.
that's
All
good.
right. Tina says here, refresh. I think of purity and release. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Michelle is saying, personally, refresh is feeling renewed with a new strength, a tenacity, and endurance for my now
Yes,
and what's to come.
yes.
Absolutely.
That's
Thank
good.
you so much for
Mhm,
sharing that on
mhm.
refresh. And refresh is really good. Again, it's so many aspects of it, and it's a part of what we can do here at, with tea time, is to help us. What we're in the mid-year right now with June, and this is a good time to refresh. This is a good time to revisit some things. And so thank you all for sharing that as well. And hopefully that you've written down that question as to what would be most helpful right now regarding you accomplishing your goals. And some of you have definitely chimed in and have answered that. So we're going to go ahead, and you can still chime in and answer, but we're going to go ahead and move on to our next one, which is readjust. All right. Our next one is readjust. All right. And so when you think of readjust, I think of sometimes, and I use a lot of natural analogies. I think of like readjusting maybe when your clothes, a belt. Sometimes it may need to be tighter. Sometimes it may need to be looser. And it's just that readjustment that makes the difference, right? So when you think of readjust, Carmela, what do you think of?
Well, I think that when something is off kilter, when something
Mm-hmm.
is really off, I think of that wrench kind of tighten it up real good so it could
Mhm.
get back into the position that it was in before. So when I think of readjustment, that's what I think.
No,
To
that's good. Oh,
tighten
that's
up.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. So it's like maybe maybe perhaps what I'm doing right now may not be, you know, realistic anymore or fitting in, like kind of what we said earlier. And so in some cases or some situations, we just have to make adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
An adjustments maybe in how we're seeing, an adjustment in our perspective, an adjustment in our thoughts, an adjustment in those goals or what's going on at work, or maybe how I did it last year. There may be some adjustments that need to be made now that will be more beneficial to where I am now. And so sometimes it's up to being able to even rethink my strategy. My strategy may be needing to be readjusted as well. And so, even in small changes or things that are small, that we can basically make a small adjustment, and I have seen it. I've seen making a small adjustment, and the whole thing actually changes. So
That's
sometimes it may be a readjustment in your focus and how you see,
right.
how
Mm-hmm.
you think, and how you perceive your current situation,
That's
and
right.
making that readjustment so then things can actually change, right? And so it's like making a small adjustment and seeing a major move happen and seeing a major transition happen, that will take place. And so
Yeah.
we face this all the time in life. We have to readjust to different things. And so even readjusting and rethinking your strategy, and readjusting with what, Carmela, when I think of readjustment, I think of alignment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the readjustment, some things get out of, kind of like maybe moving a little bit over, but the readjustment allows me
Yes.
to align to my desired place that I'm trying to go. And so I
Mm-hmm.
see that we have some comments that are chiming in here, and go ahead and put those up. All right. Flexibility in making changes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Alisa, for sharing that. Monique says, readjust makes me think of refocusing to see better or have a clear perspective. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Monique. Thank you for sharing. And Tina is saying here, this is the space I am in, readjusting, pivoting. Woo. Thank you so much for sharing that, Tina. Thank you for your transparency.
Yes.
And I understand this as well because I am in a place where some things have to be readjusted as well.
Yes. Yes.
So this is encouraging for all of us. And let me see, got another comment here. Mildred is saying revisit, revise, and some type of change. Thank you so much, Mildred, for sharing that. All right. And Michelle is saying, I see a chiropractor once a month after my spine readjustment. My walk, posture, and stance is great. Catch it. All right. Thank you so
Right.
much, Michelle, for sharing that. That's good. Thank you so much. All right. We have another comment. We have Nita saying readjust, making necessary change to keep moving forward.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, Nita. That's just great. Making the necessary changes to keep moving forward. All right, so we are coming to an end here, and I think we have one more, and that is our recommits. All right, and so for the readjustment, uh, readjust. I just want to ask it as a journaling exercise, what needs to change in order to get where I want to be? And I thank you, Renita, for that last comment. So just kind of write about what needs to change in order for me to get where I'm looking to be, where I know I'm headed to, what adjustments need to be changed. And that can be your journaling exercise, and take that away. Again, you don't have to answer that right now at the moment. It may be something that you need to sit with, something that may need to actually reflect upon and take the time in the moment to actually, engage in it, on your own. And so here, our last one is recommit. recommit. And I want you guys to go ahead and chime in. You guys have been doing great today, Carmela. Our tea time
Mhm.
community is strong. We have
Yes.
some strong and engaging comments. The
Love it.
transparency has been great. And so when we say recommit, what does that mean to you? You know, Carmela, what does recommit mean to you?
Recommitment. It's like a time to challenge ourselves to be more accountable. Uh,
Mm,
it's like sometimes some of us may have fallen off of the wheel. We may have fallen off fallen off, but we
mhm,
get back on. We get back on. We get in motion and we hold on and we hold ourselves accountable to the commitment that we're going to make for that goal. And that's
yeah.
what I think about when we recommit, because sometimes we may have not gotten there, but
Mhm.
taking the time to get back on, it's okay. Get back on and challenge ourselves to stay on the wheel until we fully get to the goal where we need to be.
And that's good. I'm glad you shared that. You know what? Just to encourage ourselves, it's not too late to get back on track. That's
Yeah,
why we have our Tea Time community, because we know awareness is power. And
that's
so
right.
once we're aware, we can go ahead and get back on track. Show yourself some grace. You may have lost some forms of momentum, but
Yeah,
don't get discouraged. Show yourself some grace. And there is time to reach where we need to reach.
right.
And go back and recommit to things, that we previously had, before us. So I want you to go ahead and chime in and let me know your feelings about recommitting, um, and how that has, is there something that you need to recommit on? Okay, and I see Renita's chimed in and she says, recommit, check our dedication to the task or goal. That
Yeah.
is very good. Very good. I thank you so much for sharing that, Nita. We're going to have to bring you on once,
Come
Nita
on, Nita.
on one time. And when she has time, I know she's a busy woman. We'll try to squeeze a little time in with her and to bring her on one of our tea times as a special guest. And so when you guys see recommit, what else do you think of when you think of recommit? We just, sometimes we just have to get moving. You know, Even if you find yourself in the middle of sometimes we may fall, and sometimes falls causes, like, what do you call, like a reset, or I forgot the word I'm trying to use, when you fall, but it'll come to me. But just being able to continue to move forward. And so I have a question when it comes to recommitting. And this is going to be a tea time journal question, and want you to answer is, how will you feel, you know, even, going towards the latter part, as we go through the summer and hit, it'll be the end of the year. Wow, I'm not trying to rush it, but it is moving. How would you feel, if you that you don't recommit? What is the feeling that you would have, if you don't, choose, because it's a choice? How would you feel if you don't, get to those goals, or you're not intentional about recommitting to something that is of importance? And sometimes the things that are important to us, those are the things that sometimes affect other people as well. So recommitting, as well, may involve, other people as well. All right. So I thank you all for coming on. I see another comment. Recommit to me is when I remind myself my yes is still yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nichelle, for sharing that. Thank you all, tea timers. You can still chime in. Again, this tea time, this um, uh, afternoon, was about our mid-year reset, and we talked about revisit, we talked about revise, we talked about refresh, we talked about readjust, and recommit, all a part of our mid-year reset. And I want you to go ahead and take these down in your journal and take them away as renewal practices for your mid-year, your mid-year reset here. As we know that Tea Time, we're all a part of Paul's reset and building resilience. So I'm going to go over those one more time here. I'm going to start from the beginning. Again, this is for our mid-year reset. And so we have revisit, we have revise, all right? We have refresh, we have readjust, we have recommit. All right, so this has been our tea time for this afternoon, our mid-year reset. And I see comments are chiming in still. I have Kashmir. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much, Kashmir, for tuning in to this afternoon's tea time. All right, I see Dr. Paul recommit, one take inventory, ownership regarding whatever the objectives are.
Yes.
It gives clearer
Yeah.
vision about what one is seeking to accomplish. Wow, thank you so much for sharing that, Doc. That's good. Thank you for sharing that. Michelle, she's chimed in and she says, amazing tea time and greatly needed. Thanks for continually holding us accountable in the valuable community. Oh, hugs to you, hugs to you. All right. Thank you so much, Michelle. You've given us some great nuggets as well as you engage. And thank all of you who are on this afternoon who actually, you may just be viewing, and those who engage. But I hope that everyone who is viewing has taken some notes down and found some things that will be helpful for you as you move into the rest of the year and as we do our mid-year reset. I'm going to be working on my things and my part as well. We don't want to go ahead and end our tea time. We have some special announcements for you this afternoon and want you to just hold on a moment and go ahead and in our comments, please share your takeaways. What takeaways did you get from today's tea time? What feedback do you have regarding today's tea time and how it has affected you all? Dr. Bronson, no, you're welcome. Thank you,
Thanks,
Dr. Paul, for your engagement and words of wisdom every time you come on tea time. We appreciate you. All right, Carlissa is saying thank you for a great session. Thank you so much. And you guys, you still have time to chime in with your feedback. All right. All right. And Kashmir is saying to work on all the R words here today.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for that comment. All right. You said great session. You're absolutely welcome. All right.
Okay.
Dr. Paul is saying, make my takeaway staying refreshed.
Mhm.
That was one of my favorites, the being refreshed, I tell you. And so we all have to continue to have a lifestyle of being refreshed. All right, Michelle is timing in. Takeaway mid-year resets are important and prevents one from becoming overwhelmed at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Michelle. That is great. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you to our Tea Time community. We want you just to stand by for a few announcements and you can still chime in. And so today is our Giving Tuesday, right? We invite you to join us for this giving season as we're here giving together. This is our Giving Tuesday. Please go ahead and donate and connect with the vision of the Renewal Center, where we are moving forward and developing programming that you'll all be able to be accessible to you. The great vision of the Renewal Center as well. So this is Giving Tuesday, and we invite you to be a part of this time of giving. And you may also give through our various digital giving as well. I want to make an announcement. I hope that you have the mobile app downloaded on your phone or on any your electronic device. These are our ways of giving as well. All right. And we have a few more days of our giving initiative. I just want to put this up. Our giving initiative ends June 9th, which is, I think, Friday. I'm not sure. June 9th. And this is our giving initiative. We invite you to connect with the Renewal Center. We're a place where we're constantly revealing Christ, renewing minds, restoring lives, and reforming culture. All right. So that is our announcements there, and we'll put the giving back up at the end. We also want to invite you to our reformative prayer with the Renewal Center team. This is going to start tomorrow. Please join us for a time that is dedicated toward prayer and being before God. We invite you to join us. It's going to be every first Wednesday of July, June 7th, July 5th, and August 2nd at 7:30 p.m. You can join us for our reformative prayer with the Renewal Center team. All right. And we will be sending out notifications through the phone as well. I would also like to allow our Carmela to go ahead and tell us a little bit about her virtual winning strategies mini class that's
Yes.
good for you to sign up for.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm especially excited. I'm telling you, we even talked about goals today.
Mhm.
So, if you are interested in getting your goals in motion, I'm very passionate about that. I'm going to be having a virtual winning strategies mini class, and that's going to be Saturdays right on the screen, June 17th. That's in a couple of weeks from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a good time if you have goals and you want to get accountable and you want to put feet to it. This is a good time to come and join in on this session. This is a one session only, and I want to help you put feet to your goals and put strategies in your way so that you can help yourself move forward in your vision. So find out more information on how you can register. Registration is staying open until June 12th. You can go on my website at www.transformational-moment.com to find out more information on how to register. Hope to see you there.
All right. Thank you so much, Carmela. This is a great class, and she does great mini classes, master classes.
Thank
Just
you.
connect with Carmela if you want more information about her services. And also, we want to tell you about Brown Resources LLC, where our executive director, Patrick J. Brown, is the Change Experience Virtual Masterclass, the Agile Leader and Building Community. This is going to be held this Saturday. Registration is still open, and this will be this Saturday, which is Patrick's birthday. All right, so he will be doing his master class on his birthday. Again, the price has been reduced to from $99 to $25. The registration information is located here at the bottom of the screen at Eventbrite. You don't want to miss this. This is the second virtual master class here that he's given with Brown Resources LLC. You want to go ahead and register for this event. I know I'm registered and ready to go as well. So if you're interested in learning about the Agile Leader and Building Community, this virtual masterclass is for you. Again, registration is still open if you would like to attend. And the time is going to be from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on a Saturday. This is one session this Saturday, June the 10th. All right.
Yes.
All right. So I think that would conclude our announcements. I see a couple comments that came in. I want to make sure we share those. All right. Takeaway: become more flexible and change. Thank you, Carlisa. Thank you so much. And Renita has chimed in. My takeaway is it is okay to make revisions so I can stay the course and reach my goals. Thank you so much for sharing that, Renita. And all right, good day, all. I'm Renewal. Take care of each other. Thank you so much, Nichelle. That is a great ending comment there for us. Please remember to, we invite you to be able to give to the Renewal Center that we may continue to bring forth our programming and meet our operational budget as well. So we thank you all for joining. We're going to go ahead and just put that up for you. And you all have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you for joining Tea Time.